Hi guys, welcome back to the JKT Radio Podcast 2024 edition. Yay!
We made it. We survived.
Well, no,
Barely.
only 2 of us made it.
Yeah, but they're still alive.
That's true, they're still alive. Anyway, we're going to start the new year off a little weird. 1, I'm going to stop numbering these podcasts.
That's probably
obvious
a good idea.
Yeah, it's for obvious reasons, actually.
It's because
But we're going to continue.
we keep...
Yeah, what?
We're like, oh yes, this Sunday we're going to do it. And then half our team...
Never happens.
Half our team...
Never happens.
Half our team vanishes.
I even asked if we wanted to do it the day before. I specifically asked if the day before would be better.
Well, no, usually for me, it's usually the Sundays are actually better for me.
I know, but well, I know last Sunday was bad, so I'm like, okay, well, what if I ask about Saturday? I have both of these days, which I got called into work today, so after the podcast, I now have to go get dressed and go to work on my day off.
Ew. Disgusting.
Disgusting. I know. Isn't it great? I got a text yesterday morning going, actually, can you come in for 3 hours on your day off?
I mean, you can say no to that.
So the reason I said yes is because if I say no, the one other person who opened today would have to work a 12-hour shift, and I don't feel like they want to do that, and I would feel bad if they had to do that.
That is fair.
Anyway, so here's a question for you, Devin, because both you and I have played the entirety of Mass Effect that exists at this moment.
Yes. I have played the original trilogy a bajillion times, and I've played Andromeda once or twice. No, I played it twice. I played it twice through.
I feel like you did it twice.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes.
Your question is, I will also answer this question, but this is going to be like the 90% of the podcast. If you could remove any one companion character, so I mean any of the ones that you can have on your squad, not Joker is not included in this.
Fair. Are we talking
but that also,
regular companions or like
I will count the DLC
Amanda
ones.
Kenson from Arrival, even though she's basically
no, I'm not going to count her.
Actually,
no,
yeah, that's fair because of reasons.
Yeah. For other reasons, she's not counted. But stuff like Kasumi will count.
Yeah, because Kasumi is a full-on companion. She's just
full-on
DLC.
companions. So any full-on companion from any character in the Mass Effect series. But that also means every side quest or main quest that pertains to them no longer exists.
And this is both the original trilogy and Andromeda?
Yes. And I'm actually, as much as I hate Jacob with a passion, I'm picking Ashley.
Oh, see, because I was going to be like, okay, I'm probably going to go with someone from Andromeda, but then all of the squad mates from Andromeda have, like, one neat thing about them. Jal is legitimately a great companion. I love Jal.
Jal's fantastic. Vetra's fantastic.
Vetra's great.
Cora's
has
there.
a nice ass. That is, frankly, the biggest thing going for Cora. I am so sorry to be that
Cora
guy.
actually, well,
but Cora is just like...
She has good character development if you actually listen to it.
She does.
In my opinion.
I mean, granted, this is also me going off of... I have not played Andromeda for, at least, 5 years. It's been a while since I've actually played through Andromeda. This is basically me going... frankly, I was going to say... what's his name? Liam? I was going to kick out Liam, but Liam has a legitimately really good loyalty mission where, the ship's turning... that was legitimately
I literally just
fucking
did that
awesome.
this morning.
Yeah,
I did that this morning.
It's one of the few big missions from Andromeda that I distinctly remember, just being a really good. And I should reiterate, I'm not I don't hate Mass Effect Andromeda. I think it's decent. I think it's a decent
it's
game.
Subpar.
It's a decent game with some really good points. But I also think it's going to get a lot of well, I've already seen people kind of reevaluate it because I remember when it first came out. Sorry, I'm going on a complete tangent here. I'm not answering.
I figured this would happen. This is what
would happen. Are we gonna Can we just talk about
Mass
Effect and Dragon Age?
This is just Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Yeah.
We're not even gonna make it to Dragon Age.
No, we're not even gonna make it to Dragon Age. Mass Effect Andromeda, I feel like there was so much hype around it that like people ignored the fact that like it was still a pretty decent game. It just wasn't as good as the original trilogy, so everyone just decided it was trash. And I'm like, no, there's legitimately a lot of good, like it plays really nice.
It's still, there are some bugs.
Yeah, I do also think
the original Mass Effect had so many bugs too.
Well, yeah. Even the Legendary Edition had some pretty impressive bugs. What I'm really curious about is what's going to happen when the new Mass Effect comes out. The one that they have stated. Well, they haven't directly stated it, but it's been heavily implied that it's going to be both a sequel to the original trilogy and a sequel to Andromeda. So it's going to combine. Well, actually, no.
The two.
They actually have confirmed it. You see the.
They did confirm.
And you see the new aliens.
Angara.
On that poster, the Angara. I forgot what they were called. The kangaroo people. So somebody called them kangaroo people, and I don't really get it, but.
That's the only one I don't understand. Like, I've heard squid cats is the most, and I'm going to agree the most with squid cats.
Actually, yeah, squid cats is probably better.
Squid cats is good.
But I feel
kangaroos
like
I don't see.
Because. Okay, so actually, sorry, I should answer your question first. Who do I kick out? See, that's tough. Because, actually, at first I was going to be like one of the Andromeda teammates, and I'm like, no, they each have at least one thing going for them. I'm going to I think I have to go with Jacob.
See, Jacob was going to be one of mine, but I hate Ashley more.
Ashley sucks. Actually,
I have logic with Ashley.
Yeah, well, to be fair, also, Ashley just... Yeah, Ashley kind of sucks, too. Ashley's, like... It's really funny, because, like, I feel like Ashley is just the type of character that BioWare just would not make nowadays. Because she's such... Well, the Barbied her, but also, like, she has this thing, like, in the first one, she's so racist. She's just like, I can't tell the aliens from the animals, and it's like, that's horrible. And at least, and to be fair, the game gives you the option being like, that's fucking racist, you should not be that. But then she kind of just, like...
Would they call it even xenophobe?
There's the implication by the third one, she's kind of grown out of it, but they never really address it after the first one. Because she only has her one scene in the second game, and then in the third one, she comes back and she's all Barbied up.
Yeah, and they try to ignore it, but they do bring it up once or twice, but they really try to ignore it, and they're like, oh yeah, remember this thing where you gave Ashley poetry? We're gonna stick to that now.
Yeah, we're gonna stick to the poetry angle and ignore the, like, the Fox, like, the Fox News, like, you know... The Gina Carano type of, you know, character aspects that were definitely there. But no, I'm going to go with Jacob because, like, I feel like they at least tried to flesh out Ashley a little bit more. Jacob's just also, I'm just going to say, the only black love interest in any of the games, I think.
You can romance Liam. You can romance Liam.
Oh, that's true. You can romance Liam, but actually, I'm thinking more just the original trilogy now. Like, it's kind of a bad look to have your one black romance option cheat on you no matter what you do. Like, that is, to me, it's just like, man, they really, like, there's a part of me that loves actually having one of your romance options cheat on you, because it's like, yeah, some people cheat, and that's shitty. But it's like, it could have been anyone other than, well, the thing is, I feel like they had to be like, well, if it's gonna be someone, it has to be someone that there's not a big fandom, like they couldn't have Garrus cheat on you. That would just be sacrilege.
A fit.
They can't have, like, Jack or Miranda cheat on you.
I could see Jack.
That's just
I
true.
could see Jack moving on with their life. Not cheating on you, but moving on with their life.
Yeah, that's a fair thing. Because it's really interesting, because, like, I feel like everyone kind of for lack of a better term, sleeps on Miranda. I think Miranda's actually a very interesting romance option.
She really is. She's a weird one.
And it's like everyone talks about how overtly sexualized, and that's a whole thing.
That was the point.
Yeah, that was
they explained that in the game.
She's literally a byproduct of like what a man's like, because it's like you go through it and she's like, yeah, I was designed like this by my dad, and it's like
she's genetically engineered to be that way.
She's genetically engineered to be that way, designed specifically by a man.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of, not even subtext. There's a lot of layers to that, and it's really funny going through 2 and going into 3. Like you just hear about her dad in 2, so you kind of like you assume okay he's a bad person, but you kind of boil her whole thing down to just kind of daddy issues, and then you play the 3rd one and you actually meet her father. It's like, oh, you are an actual bastard person.
Yep.
Like his whole thing was, I'm going to lure a bunch of innocent war refugees in and then brutally murder them and turn them into zombies. Like it's so
on the
awful.
off chance that I get to live.
Yeah, on the off chance that we can maybe, like, and I'm doing this because I'm being funded by the human supremacist group. It's just like, oh, wow, Miranda, if anything, you kind of understated how bad your dad was.
Hi, Horsey.
Horsey.
Oh, coming up. Oh, yeah. Yes, we match now, Winnie. I'm wearing a Tigger onesie, and you're Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, the big boy.
Except your paw is like right in the worst spot.
Oh no.
Not the crotch, like the joint of my hip.
Oh yeah,
on
that's
the inside.
Worse. Oh, the big boy.
Okay,
He's
down.
so big.
Yeah. So fucking heavy. Can we go downs now? It's like, no, Peach gotta stand up here as long as she wants. I want to stay up here too. You're like 7 times heavier than Peach.
Oh, but he's so
Winnie.
big.
Winnie, please.
Winnie, you gotta not.
Winnie, please.
Oh my god.
We're doing the podcast, Winnie. We need to do the podcast. I think you should go jump on Papa. Oh, Lemon's in the background. I can see that butt.
Oh yeah.
There she is.
There's a floofy tail.
I'm turning. Oh, just so I don't have the opportunity to do that again.
But yeah, no, I think I'm going with I'm getting rid of Jacob, because Jacob is the one I think that like it's clear how little the writers even really cared about Jacob. To the point where it's like I literally if I'm meeting anyone who's like going in for the first time, I'm like, whatever you do not romance Jacob.
Don't do it.
You get no return for your investment there.
Nothing.
He is frankly he's tolerable when you don't romance him. When you do, I'm just like, that's just I can't imagine like first time going into the 3rd one for your first time having Jacob as your romance option. Just being like, cool, no matter what you've done or how much you've devoted to this relationship, I'm cheating on you, and I've knocked up this random doctor.
Yep.
Like it's pretty wild. So yeah, I think I gotta get rid of Jacob, because Ashley, you have the option to just get rid of Ashley by the end of the first game. Like you can choose.
Here's my reasoning on that. So Caden's a good character. Caden grew on me.
I like Caden.
Now here's the thing though. If I get rid of Ashley, she doesn't exist. That means Caden automatically suicides. There is no Caden in the other 2 games.
Yeah, if you save Ashley.
No, if I kill Ashley. Ashley doesn't exist. Ashley no longer exists in the game.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So Caden automatically suicides.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think in that case for me it's Jacob.
Yeah. My logic behind that is I feel like Caden was very forced in number 2.
Well, the thing is, it's basically doesn't really in the second game you don't really see the breadth of your decision there, because Caden and Ashley are literally like they say the exact same lines. You have almost the exact same interaction with them no matter what. Whereas by the 3rd one, they're in it more frequently, and you can tell more of the difference. Also, Caden is from BC, so we gotta
Caden's
we
from
gotta
the Okanagan.
we gotta stan our boy.
What do you mean opening scene of Mass Effect 3 is Vancouver?
Just Vancouver getting the shit kicked out of it.
Shit kicked out of it. It was funny. It's like, why of all places? Why is Vancouver the international space place?
I know. I love
Why is
that.
that where we are?
It's like it's really funny because you think, okay, this has got to be, you know, because it was like the head of the international department. I can't remember all the specifics of
Alliance.
Mass Effect's lore regarding Earth, apart from the fact that some guy blew up the Statue of Liberty.
Yep.
And yeah, no, it's.
So I understand that
Vancouver.
it's in Canada because
BioWare is
BioWare is a Canadian company, so they're gonna put it in Canada. But my logic is, why would it not be in the capital?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Why Vancouver?
Why
Did
Vancouver?
you pick Vancouver?
I think because maybe Vancouver's a little bit more of a widely known. Because it's kind of like Vancouver, a lot of the times when people come over from the States, it's usually Vancouver they hit first. Not
I know, and
always,
it's always
like
weird to
that's,
me.
yeah.
It's always weird to me. Why would you come here?
Yeah.
It is hiking. You want to go hiking? Come to Vancouver. You want to do anything else? You don't come to Vancouver.
Yeah. Like,
Unless you're going to the film school, then you go to Vancouver.
Yeah. And you go to film school. Yeah, basically Vancouver. You go to Vancouver for the film industry.
Or you're hiking.
Either that or Toronto. But yeah, I do think it's interesting because I feel like they probably were like, I get the sense that was probably a big like, okay, where do we set this? Set our big, you know, flashy opening bombardment sequence. That's, you know, where do we first hit you with the sad piano music?
Vancouver, the land of depression.
Vancouver. It's really funny, like going through that opening and like you're coming out near like Waterfront Station, and you're looking over. You're basically watching the entire North Shore, just completely obliterated. You're looking over and I'm like, that's where my house is.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I have an idea on that. The new theory of you saying that.
Oh yeah.
I forgot because we are the film area. Lionsgate is called quote unquote the movie bridge now.
Yes. That's true.
That might be why.
That could be.
Because it has dramatic effect because it's a well-known area just from movies. People are going to naturally recognize it.
Well, yeah, because there was that whole thing in like there was like a Final Destination movie where they just destroyed Lionsgate Bridge. And
the corkscrew of the peony.
Yes.
That whole beginning sequence was that roller coaster.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's interesting that Vancouver is the place where all of the Alliance is at. Granted, maybe it's because like
it's gone now.
Maybe it's. I think it's because it's like it was the place where the Alliance head HQ was, which was in Vancouver. And
we got a lot of weird headquarter buildings here. I will admit that
we do. But the thing is, there was also like the space stations that get hit like before the game starts. Yeah, I'm happy it was Vancouver. I'm not entirely sure why.
Something about watching your own town explode. It just it makes you happy.
It's really
but
funny. It actually took me. It didn't click to me that this was Vancouver. Hi, baby.
I'm being scolded.
Oh, are you?
Yeah? That face.
Why are you barking?
I'm talking with Kira.
Peach.
Fair enough.
It's Peach.
It's Peach.
Oh, I thought you were just saying you're talking to Kira because a conversation with Kira just automatically turns into barking.
I mean, this is also
Makes
true.
sense.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh no, the Barbie movie fell.
But actually, to pivot slightly,
We're pivoting.
well, not necessarily. Like, we're going
Yeah.
just briefly to Dragon Age because it reinforces the next point I'm going to talk about, which is the next Mass Effect game. Is we have now confirmation that they're going to finally actually talk about Dreadwolf in some form of depth this summer. Because I don't know if you saw Did you see the little trailer that they did?
I did. I had like 4 people send it to me.
Oh yeah. which gave us not much, but it gave us a little bit. Showed us what it's going to look like visually, which it looks really nice.
It gave us a notice of when they're going to give us more notice.
Yeah, and that we're going to Antiva, which makes me happy.
Yes, we did get that. That I do like.
That's where all the hot people are.
God, it is.
Zevran, Josephine, like all of the hot people are from Antiva.
You're not wrong, and I hate the fact you're not wrong.
Like, but it's also the thing is like people are now like with Baldur's Gate being so horny. I'm like, I wonder how horny Dreadwolf is going to be. Because I remember how big a deal it was that Inquisition had like boobs in it.
I remember that.
And it's really funny because everyone being so like, oh my god, Baldur's Gate, it was so horny. I'm like, none of y'all played Mass Effect Andromeda, and it shows. Because Mass Effect Andromeda was like big horny at times.
Yeah, the Jaw romance.
Yeah.
The Jaw romance.
The Jaw
I'm taking
romance.
a safe romance and doing the Vetro one.
Oh yeah, if you've ever seen that, you've ever romanced Cora.
No, I haven't.
It gets spicy.
Oh.
Because she's like your main female human love interest, so of course they give her the most coverage, as it were. But yeah.
I remember Jaw being a huge controversy because they said that you were able to romance him, and then they took that away.
Yeah, and then they patched
and then they had to put it back.
in. But it's cool because they didn't change his romance sequence at all, which is great. For reasons that we probably shouldn't talk about on this podcast.
No.
I'm curious, have you gotten to... Oh, actually, so on your playthrough, because I haven't watched much of your playthrough.
Yes, so
who are you romancing there? Because...
It is Vetra. It is
okay,
Vetra,
so you don't have to worry about, TNA.
There's... Yeah, like, not only, I have a thing about
BioWare is
Metarians.
afraid of what a naked Tyrion would look like. It's cool though because Andromeda also shows that they're willing to make naked models for the aliens as long as they are the Anghara. They release, okay, we know what they look like naked.
But we want that one.
But
show us what this one looks like.
I think they're also afraid because like everyone's horny for, well, they're horny for Garrus and Vetra. But I feel like everyone's just like, oh yeah, they're great in theory, but then you take their clothes off and they're kind of frightening to look at. I'm imagining.
Well, yeah, they're dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They're like the missing link between birds and dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, indeed.
But if they were human.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'm curious, though, because, like, to me, a reveal in the summer for Dreadwolf, again, there's no actual real confirmation here. It'd be cool it'd be cool, I think, if, like, they dropped all the information for Dreadwolf and be like, and it's coming out in like 5 months. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I think that would be cool.
So I have two theories on Dreadwolf. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a closer release date. Like if it's not at the end of the year, it's going to be like a year at least.
Beginning of next year.
No, I mean like they'll give us a year it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Theory though that I'm scared of, and if Chris can hear me, they're going to hear screaming in the background, because of how well Baldur's Gate did, but Baldur's Gate put a lot of time into every single little detail. It was like a 6
year. It was a lengthy process for that game.
It was 6 years of non-stop.
Yeah.
Where Dreadwolf, they already admitted they pretty much ditched 90% of it and rewrote it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to extend it and they're going to delay it to try and make it somewhat as good as Baldur's Gate 3. That's my fear. It's more of a theory.
I don't think that's going to happen because, frankly, if they did that, BioWare wouldn't have also laid off like 50 staff, including the writer for Varric. Like,
don't remind me.
Yeah, I'm really mad about that.
Which to me was that BioWare? Was that EA?
Well,
I think
EA,
that was
but
EA.
like BioWare, works. Regardless, it's shitty corporate shit. Thing is, it's been a big problem just with the game industry in general. Like you look at there's been a bunch of other big companies that have also laid people off. So it's basically, to me, it's not a good sign going forward, and it does have me spooked. However, I do think if they're laying these people off, well, I don't think there's any good reason for them to lay these people off other than just shitty corporate bullshit. But I doubt that would be that they would then be like, cool, now let's rework our game to be more like Origins, which is what Baldur's Gate is like.
That's true.
But also, from what I've got from like the leaks that have come from it, suggest it's going a bit more to like it is still a action RPG, but they're going a bit more. Basically, from what I've heard, the combat's going to be a little bit more like God of War.
Which I'm not mad about.
Which I'm actually okay with that. Like, Baldur's Gate to me is like such a cool, like, I love the Baldur's Gate, like the turn-based aspect of it, but the thing is, like, Dragon Age, it's always felt like they want to have their turn-based group, and they want to have their real-time action group, and it's like none of them have been able to really like mesh perfectly. To me, I still think the best combat is in 2. But like Inquisition is pretty good as well. Basically,
Inquisition was decent.
Inquisition was decent. So to me, it's like I feel it's better to keep more of your RPG systems like character customization, team-based stuff, sure, but like put more of an emphasis onto being a bit more of like the action side of things. I think that's actually a good idea, which I know some people are probably going to hate, but I don't know. To me, I've never played Dragon Age because I'm like, because the combat is like so amazing. I mean, it's fun, but like it's not one of those games I play because I'm like, oh yes, the combat. I play because oh yes, everyone's hot, and there are dragons.
Checklist. Are they hot? Yes. Are there dragons? Yes. Can I blow shit up? Yes. Excellent. We're playing it.
Exactly. So, although, did you hear there was like a bogus rumor that came out from some person who was like, I work closely with BioWare, that there was going to be like, I think a bunch of it was like that they were doing BioWare was stealthily doing like a remake of Origins. And it was
actually did hear that as well.
Dragon Age Re-Origins, and I was like, there's no fucking way they would call it that if they were doing it.
No.
I'm actually down though for if they wanted to do remake Origins at least, if not do like a Legendary Edition style like revamp of because the thing is Inquisition now is like 10 years old. I popped in Inquisition on the PlayStation. I was like, oh, this still looks great, but like I can see like
you can see it.
The graphics have actually aged a little bit, which is kind of boggling my mind.
And then you look at Origins. Which God bless Origins, it's carried by how good of a fucking story it's got. And Dog, I believe Dog carries at least 50% of the story.
Good Doge.
Good Darkspawn. We love you forever.
But I am curious, like, because, well, I was joking with Chris that the N7 day stuff that they released for the new Mass Effect, I feel like we've gathered more information about the new Mass Effect than we actually have about Dreadwolf, because all of the shit they've been slowly leaking out about Dreadwolf has basically just been a recap of the stuff we learned at Trespasser. It's like, well, Solos is going to be in it. It's like, yes, we know that. He wants to tear open the veil.
Already know that.
We know that. We got to stop him. No shit. It's like, cool, give us some finally that announcement trailer for the summer, the announcement for the announcement trailer. Cat hand.
This isn't a hand, this is a back leg. And now it's a tail.
But yeah, I feel like just the with Mass Effect, it's like, okay, we're somehow combining Andromeda and the original trilogy. Liara is back, if not the rest of... I feel like this is just me completely spitballing. I feel like
completely going to be back. I feel.
Well, Liara was in the first trailer.
Oh, I forgot about that. But also, Liara is technically in Andromeda.
Yes, Liara is technically in Andromeda. So I feel like they're going to start using Liara as like the through line, like kind of like Varric, what they're doing with Varric.
I do love that with Varric.
Yeah, but I legitimately think, because like in my eyes, BioWare has like a lot of work to do to kind of regain a lot of like the fan hype, because like Andromeda kind of was a letdown for a lot of people, and then Anthem was a whole thing.
Anthem
Anthem
lost them so much.
Oh my god!
Not in just money, but fans.
Well, it was just such a strange decision. Like, sure, let's take this company that's known
that
for
wasn't
making...
EA's decision.
Yeah, that was they were really confident in it, and it was actually kind of fun to play, I'm not gonna lie. But that was kind of all I had going. It was fun to just hop in the mech and just like fly around on the jetpack. But I feel like, frankly,
I can do that in Destiny.
What they need to, and again, because they've been developing Dreadwolf for so long, I feel so bad for Dreadwolf's development team. I hope they get, like, because especially now that a bunch of them have been laid off by fucking BioWare.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is no original person that started that project left.
There's a few. I know, like, Patrick Weeks is still there.
Oh,
there's a lot
he
of
is?
people. Yes.
I thought he was on the list that got fired.
Nope. They're still there. And, like, there's... To me, I just think, because again, not knowing much about Dreadwolf, I feel like whatever the new Mass Effect is, frankly, I get the sense that BioWare is going to just fan service the shit out of us, which at this point, like, I think we're getting back, not necessarily like as the core base, not necessarily, I think we're getting a new player character, and I think we're getting like a new squad, but I think like they're
gonna bring somebody
all of
back,
the OG
no matter what.
I think all of the OG squad mates are going to be back in some form or fashion. I think unless they're dead. I'm sure at this point that they're going to bring, my theory is that they're going to bring Shepard back. I think like the game is going to be about basically bringing Shepard back in some form, and basically it's going to be like, basically, it's like, okay, it's going to be a different route to bring Shepard back depending on which ending for 3 you picked. And I think Shepard's going to come back and like become like the Anderson figure for the new player character.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be so hard, is the thing. It's like they were clearly like, okay, 3 is the end. But I feel like they've written themselves into a corner where, frankly, like, we're not biting a lot of their new stuff. So... It's like,
yeah, I feel like that's what they tried to do with Andromeda. It's like, here's a new game.
Here's a completely new experience, and everyone was just
failed.
Like, yeah.
I feel like they could have saved Andromeda if they actually did the DLC.
The DLC. Oh, that drives me insane.
The teaser DLC. Like, if they actually gave me that, I feel like they could have solely saved Andromeda.
Yeah, they could have done like what they did with Cyberpunk, where they, you know, and frankly, Andromeda was a much better game at launch than Cyberpunk was.
Oh my God,
Andromeda was actually playable.
God. Well, because like the DLC we teased, but that was your mom's not actually dead.
Yeah, your mom's not actually dead. Because I think that thing is going to feature in heavily into, because that's like,
that's my theory.
Someone's immortal now, or maybe I can't remember the specifics.
We don't. She was dying of like, it wasn't cancer, but it was similar idea.
It was imaginary space disease. I think it was.
It was space cancer.
Space cancer.
Space cancer. And Sam was supposed to save her,
mm-hmm.
but she died before Sam was finished.
And then wasn't it like the dad then kind of takes over and then he dies, so Sam gets
the dad he was the one building Sam.
Yeah.
He was already the one building Sam. He was banished from the Alliance for building an AI.
Yeah.
Which is Sam. So we don't know, like, it could have been, like, maybe he gave her to the Geth, and the Geth saved her because they're AI.
Well, because they've been really heavily featuring the Geth in any of the promo that they've done for the new Mass Effect game.
Even that original poster we got.
The original poster is like Geth shaped. You can see in the new poster there's like Geth wearing fucking like robes and shit.
Close.
So I'm like, which I'm curious to see. Like again, they've got to have. There's got to, because to me it's like okay, it's clearly I think going to be set after 3. Which means that they have to they have to, as hard as it's going to be, they're going to have to factor in all the different endings that 3 can have, which means the Geth could be dead. Which I get the sense that if they're featuring the Geth there, they're going to retcon that a little bit, which actually I'm fine with because I'm like, oh, the Geth are dead. I'm like, oh no, build them again.
They live in it's like they're just a server that we are Legion.
Yeah, it's like, oh yes,
so, like,
sure, it may have wiped them out, but like the Quarians could very easily have rebuilt them because it's just like, oh shit. Like, it's the same thing with like Edie. It's why it's like I still am not a big fan of the destroy ending, but it's just like, oh, but you'll kill Edie. I'm like, I can bring her back.
Rebuild Edie.
Rebuild Edie.
But she won't be the same.
She won't be the same.
Memory
which is still why I won't do the destroyed ending, because I'm just like, cool. I had to put in all this work to like save the Geth, do all this, and then to just kill half of them just to kill the Reapers. When I'm like, when these other 2 options are frankly eons better.
Yeah. Or you could be me the first time playing, getting pissed off at the catalyst, shoot the catalyst, didn't realize that was a secret ending.
Be it.
Oops.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, that interaction is, I did that. I saw the ending. I was just like sitting there going, oh fuck. And then I phoned my friends, like, I found the secret ending. They're like, oh, you found the 3rd ending, the synthesize. I'm like, no, I found the secret ending. They're like, what did you do? I'm like, I shot the catalyst. It's like, you shot the fucking catalyst?
It's really funny because I was, it's weird. It's changed for me what my preferred ending.
Oh shit, my phone's ringing. It's.
Oh no. Pause a second.
And we're back.
And we're back. What was that?
So it's supposed to be my day off, but I got called in for 3 hours.
Right.
So the person who's opening, she's like, how do I take my break? Because you're not allowed to take your break anymore unless another manager's there. Yeah, I know, it's stupid. So a lot of the times, especially when I close, I take my break an hour after I get to work. And
See,
then I have
I'm the
another
opposite.
8 hours.
I can't. Because we at our work we are able to clock in and out off a machine that scans our fingerprint.
So does ours.
Okay, so there's nothing actually stopping anyone from taking their lunch. They're just like, you can't unless there's another manager on shift.
You get written up.
You get written up for taking your break.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a shitty place to work.
It is. It is.
What?
You should quit. I mean, like, get another job first, but...
It is like, money.
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 Money is important.
Especially not now when it's January and nobody's hiring in January.
Yep. Oh, yep. We're in that stage as well. The thing is, the business is picking up because the strikes ended. So, but then they're like, we're not going to hire anyone. You just are going to have to. You're just going to rely on your individual labor to solve all of our problems.
Yep. All our hours are cut, and they're like, well, we expect you to be able to do all this. I'm like, your own math says that's impossible, and I know your math is physically wrong. So tell me how. They're like, you should be able to do this much work as one person for this many boxes. I'm like, well, no, because you're factoring in the fact the boxes are all the same size and the shelf is empty. You're not factoring the fact that I have to check dates and like move everything to the back or the front depending on the date, and the fact the time you wanted me to put everything out for Christmas and now I have no room on my shelves. And they're not all the same size. Sometimes the boxes can fit a literal me inside them.
And now Christmas is over.
And they're not sending less stuff. They're sending more.
Ugh.
I've already got Easter in the store. I've got Easter in the store.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
The face of you realizing what you just fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what your preference is on the ending for 3.
I did like synthesized.
You see, I at first was like 100% for control, because it's like a Paragon control where it's like, I'll control them, but I'll be good. Instead of, because I actually didn't know that there was a subtle difference if you do control on Paragon versus Renegade. Apparently, if you Renegade control, then it would see you're like, I'm a god, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I had enough Renegade that it was Renegade control. I was a badass bitch.
Yeah, I see. The older I've gotten, the more liberal I am with the occasional Renegade option. Like, yeah, I'll push this guy out the fucking window. He's shooting civilians. Fuck him.
Me right away, first thing's like, huh? Yep.
Mm-hmm. And what everyone does is the Renegade option for stabbing Kai Lang.
Yes.
He's killed Thane. He's got to go.
Can't have that. Nope, gotta go.
But yeah, I used to do control because I was like, sure, Shepard dies, but he becomes a god, which is like, okay, that's kind of dope. But now when I started replaying it with like the Legendary Edition, I'm 100% synthesis, because it's the ending that makes Edie happy.
It's also the ending, in my opinion, that makes the most sense.
It just really does with the way the plot was going, the way that they were doing the whole synthetic versus organic thing with what they were saying. And you know what was really funny is when I had them on played the original games on PS3, a long time ago.
Back in my day. I got all the DLC except for the Leviathan DLC. Because I remember seeing the ad for it, and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't seem that interesting." I don't have unlimited. I don't have much money right now, so I just kind of never got the Leviathan DLC, and never really looked up like what it was doing. All I know is it was something to do with like Reaper control, and I'm like, okay, I'll eventually. So when I got the Legendary Edition, that was the first time I ever played through the Leviathan DLC, and I was like, oh, this is incredibly important information. And I also think, oh, so the Leviathan's going to be the main bad guy in the new Mass Effect game. To me, it's kind of obvious. Ooh.
Because now, okay, he's gone, he's free, he's organic, so he doesn't get taken out with the rest of the Reapers, and he has the same abilities as them. And, like,
they were their Geth.
Yeah, they were their Geth. He made the whole thing. And he's just out there. Like, they've not confirmed whether or not he got taken out with the Crucible Blast. Which, to me, leads me to believe he's around. And, like, he allies with Shepard, sure. But, like, he makes it very clear that's like, yo, I would fucking mind control you in a heartbeat if I didn't, like, fucking need you to help me do this specific thing. So... To me, I'm thinking it's going to be Leviathan, because like they can't just bring the Reapers back again. That would just be lazy, and that would just negate everything that 3 did. But I'm thinking, what if Leviathan thinks, okay, my original thing here didn't fucking work with the Reapers. Let's try something new. Which leads me to my second point. Do you remember how in 2 they leaned really hard on this fucking dark energy subplot that goes nowhere in 3?
Yes.
It drives me insane because it's so obvious that it's like, that dark energy thing's gonna be really bad. This is gonna be really important in 3, and it never fucking comes up. They clearly were like, fucking, okay, well. There's also the Human Reaper. Yeah. Like.
That just gone.
Well, that because it got blown up with the rest of the collectors.
Say that, but
it's to me, I'm thinking like, and that would be to me the why the Alliance would be like, we need to bring Shepard back. Shepard's like either dead or we don't know where he is. And it's like, okay, so then it becomes the new player character has to like go out there and find Shepard, which to me, it's like, okay, so it's like each mission is like visiting one of the OG squad members, being like, "Hey, do you know where Shepard is?" And you basically you get the fucking like, "Oh hey, here's Kasumi, here's Garrus, here's Grunt, here's all the people," but it's also in service of the news story, so it's not just complete fan wankery. Like, to me, this is
you actually
this is where I hope it goes.
There's one character that I could see them putting on your squad that I wouldn't be mad about. And that's one that I hated when I first played the game, but when I played it the second time I loved. James Vega.
Ooh, they could actually make James Vega an interesting character.
Well, I didn't. I thought he was very uninteresting, and then I played it the second time, where I did everything now that I understood. He grew on me a lot more than I thought he did.
I think James Vega was... I don't know, frankly, to me, he's still...
He was a military boy.
He's just kind of a grunt, and, like... I don't know, it was weird to me in 3 where they decided to introduce him like you and it's like your Shepard knows him, and it's like, cool, but I don't. As a player, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he talking to me like this?
From my point of view, it seemed more of like, this is a private that I've talked to in passing, but I don't actually know. Mm-hmm. That was my point of view of it.
Yeah. Because to me, the other thing I could see happening in the new game is that basically they find a way to jump, like they find like a new mass relay or something, and they're able to...
Or they build one. To basically circumvent the bajillion years it takes to get from the Milky Way to Andromeda, and suddenly all the Andromeda galaxy is like, oh shit, we got smushed together with the Milky Way, and then the bad guys from Andromeda are the main bad guys, which would also be kind of neat. The cat. I have one problem with this. So, this is my problem with smushing them together no matter what. It's been 2.6 million years. Mm-hmm. So everyone in Andromeda has not been born yet.
Yeah, I mean, it would certainly raise a lot of...
There's some timey-wimey bullshit going on.
Yeah, there is, you start getting into, like, almost... Well, basically, they get there, and it's like, cool. When you do the math, 1 million years has passed.
Is it 1 million, or was it 200?
Or a long time. it
was a long-ass time.
It was a long fucking time. That's all of them just saying, like, hey, due to the laws of space travel, this is how much time has passed.
Due to, we don't actually know what we're doing.
Yeah. But to me, it's basically like Interstellar, almost. Where it's like... Yeah. Things are happening technically almost at the same time, but then when you take the space out of it, or like basically the Andromeda, I can't speak. The stuff in Andromeda is happening, and in theory, yes, it's happening a bajillion years in the future because of the space. But then you remove the space, you basically create a direct route there. I don't know, maybe. It would probably be
600 years.
Yeah. So like, it would be a lot, because I also think that they could very easily take some of like the whole stuff with like Ryder's mom, and like whatever juice they did to keep her alive, they could like, hey, we could bring Shepard back with this.
Because some of them, obviously, Liara could be alive. Liara could be very, very long.
I think the Krogan could still be alive.
Rex, I think, was not. Rex was up there in years already. Yeah. And Drax is old at like 900.
Yeah, Drax's whole thing was like,
ancient.
I'm fucking old.
I'm fucking use my grandpa.
But Grunt could still be around.
Grunt could be around. He would be very old. He would be like Drax.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be kind of awesome, having Grunt, but like a super old Grunt.
My son is now grandpa. My son is now grandpa. I love how whenever we get a Krogan, I'm like, oh look, this is my Uncle Rex. Oh look, this is my son, Grandpa. Never my husband. Always family though.
No, they haven't done a romanceable Krogan yet.
They never will.
They probably won't, because I don't know if that would physically be like possible.
Just like I'm never gonna get my romanceable dwarf properly. I'm never gonna get my romanceable Krogan.
Oh my god. Imagine though. It would be so crazy. A romanceable Geth.
I could see them doing that before a Krogan.
I could kind of see it too, because I'm like, there would be some very interesting ways you could do it. Because the whole thing with 3 was like, they basically achieve full sentience. They start referring to themselves as I instead of we.
Yeah, Legion becomes I.
So I'm like, okay, it's not much of a step from I to boinking, or the equivalent of boinking. I don't know. Don't question me.
Listen, my music paused and all I heard was the equivalent of boinking. I'm assuming this is about Garrus.
No, this is about the robots. We're just wondering if they could do a romanceable robot in the new Mass Effect.
They're already trying to do it in reality.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yay.
But yeah, no, I think with whatever this new Mass Effect's gonna be, I think we're getting a lot of like, here's Garrus back and here's Liara's back. Like, I feel like frankly all they would really have to do is just bring Garrus back and everyone would be like, all is forgiven.
Honestly, if they ever want their sales to like swoop just before they release the game, just show one trailer with Garrus and everyone's buying it.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like just show him walking by. Everyone's now bought the game.
Well, because again, it's like they've been talking. All of the like, whenever I've seen someone ask one of the like original voice cast for the original trilogy, it's like, hey, do you think you're gonna be back in the new one? It's a lot of it's just like, I don't know, you'll have to see. So I'm like, but yeah, I'm curious. There's Pete's. Little feets.
I can't have them.
No, they are not yours.
They're mine now.
Kitty cat. Oh, baby.
They're mine now. Keisha is not happy about existence when she is being held.
She doesn't look super happy.
She does not like it when I hold her. But I require all of the Pete's. Your claws are in my Tigger onesie, sweetie.
That is a...
Oh, Devin died. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you froze for a second. I was like, oh. Where are we going?
Discord is... Yeah, go get on my own. Fanny. Gotta be very careful when I release the cat.
Oh, yeah.
There are little marks in my hand right here where her claws were sitting. Cat loves to be snuggled. Love pet. Don't want to be picked up.
No.
Don't pick up cat.
Don't pick
Unless it's Snowcloud.
Yeah.
Snowcloud I can pick up and do whatever I want.
You can pick up Kiki whenever you want.
I learned not to pick up Boomy the hard way.
You did. We specifically were like, don't pick up Boomy, and you're like...
I did it anyway!
You did it anyway, and you got your just desserts.
I did. I paid for it.
You paid for it.
Is it worth it?
You're back.
Yes. Yeah, I paid for it with blood. Blood. You think we're gonna get a new kind of alien, though?
I kind of... Because to me, that was one of the biggest things I was kind of disappointed with in Andromeda, was like, we only got like 2 or 3 new aliens.
Got 2.
And that was kind of it. Like, I was thinking, and then I was like, okay, well, at least we'll have all of the OG aliens, and they're like, you get the top 4. And it's like, okay, what about like the Drell, like, we didn't even get Quarians, we were going to get Quarians, and then they were like, no DLC.
Yeah, I would put the Quarians above the damn Solarians, in my opinion. I understand they're on the council, but I prefer the Quarians over the Solarians, unless there are 2 exceptions to that. Morden. Mud. And, what was his name? hold the line.
Oh, Kirihei?
That's the one.
Yeah.
It's like, in my head, I'm like, it's a K, but what? Those are the only two Solarian exceptions that are better than Quarians.
This is true.
And I think that Krogan only made it there because of how much controversy is about the Krogan and their manual labor.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember if the Krogan were on the council or not. Or are we talking about Andromeda specifically?
Andromeda.
Where
Andromeda.
they kind of like were like we're coming.
Oh no, they weren't. They were forced to come because they were used as manual labor. They're the manual labor.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And that was like what started the whole thing.
And then, yeah,
They even
there was
have
a whole
fertile Krogan.
uprising. Yeah, they had a couple. But the thing is, they had those Krogan hadn't been cured of the genophage.
No, they were fertile though.
Well, some of them were.
Some of them were. They had Kesh, who was a known fertile Krogan.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pretty high up there. And then I think they even mentioned the experiments done by not Morden, but his assistant.
Oh, Malin's experiments?
Malin's experiments. They mentioned Malin's experiments at one point.
Okay, interesting.
I'm on episode like 71 or something of that game.
Yeah, when you said you were doing a playthrough of Andromeda, and I saw like, each video is like 20 minutes long. I'm like, you're gonna be there for a while. Andromeda's a pretty chunky game.
It's a chunky game, and I'm not going out of my way to do side quests. Like, there are episodes that are like 3 hours long of me just doing side quests, and there's no talking. It just says side quest. They're not even counted in my main numbers. It's
Side quests.
long. Side quests. You want to put this on in the background? Go watch some side quests. You want to hear prattle between the guys? I stop now and just listen to the prattle because I love the banter.
Yeah, the banter is really good in Andromeda.
That is an A+. Any Bioware game, in my opinion, A+ banter.
Yes. I loved running into that guy in one of the first like desert planet, and you find out he's Zaid's son.
Yeah!
I was like, ooh!
Doesn't confirm it, but he does mention that the crazy mercenary that was his dad. I was like, that's Zaid.
And his last name's Masani.
Yep.
So like,
Zaid's son.
mm-hmm.
That's a good little call out
Yeah.
feature in my opinion. It's like beautiful.
And it sucks because the voice actor for Zaid actually died a while ago.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh baby. Baby, he was probably an old man.
He was an older guy, I think. Yeah.
Still baby. Still baby. Oh, okay. So I have one thing I need to mention.
Yes.
I don't remember if we ever mentioned this. So, when me and my brother go Christmas shopping every year. Okay?
Right.
So we went to Winners, of all places, to buy... I don't even remember why we were in there. I think Mother wanted to go in. Mother came shopping with us. And Winners is weird.
Winners is weird.
So, they have that weird candy selection in the checkouts of, like, candy nobody ever heard of. And I'm gonna just grab this really quickly. And I'll show you the label after. Let me show you the size of this candy that cost me $8. Look how big this is.
It's $8.
The bag cost me $8.
Oh.
So, like, look how big this is.
Okay.
Like, here's a bottle.
Oh.
It's fucking huge.
That is pretty big. That's like fake ice level big.
It is solid chocolate inside.
Nice.
It's just a milk chocolate ball with a very crunchy candy coating. It's a thick, crunchy candy coating. It is very hard to eat because of how big it is, though. Now, the reason we bought it, though, is it's an Australian candy. Supposedly, it's an Australian delicacy, it claims. That is palm oil free. They're called crunchy chocolate balls. And balls is written in very large letters.
So it's just crunchy chocolate. Balls!
Balls! Specifically, Christmas crunchy chocolate balls.
Christmas crunchy chocolate balls. Wait, what? No, that's... Okay.
Yeah. That's the only reason it was bought. Because me and my brother both saw it. We stared at it. We just pointed at it. Yelled balls in the lineup of Winners during Christmas time. Walked away from it. And then I'm like, go back. And he's like, what? I'm like, go get me the Christmas balls. And he's like, can I get the mangoes then? I'm like, sure.
Whatever balls you want.
Well, no, they're just like dried mangoes.
Oh,
He
they're
likes
just
dried
mangoes? Ah.
There's just some dried mango. He likes mango. We did not notice how much it was till after we bought it. It was like, I paid $8 for this. The mangoes were like $3. Balls.
Well, you got your balls for Christmas.
I got my balls for Christmas. I got my Tigger onesie. You
That's
guys
nice.
go. You can see my Tigger onesie now, folks.
Oh, we got, Can you pass me the trinket slippers?
Oh, Mother's home.
We got little Trinket the Bear slippers from Critical Role. They're little slippers and they're very cute.
Oh, you can keep talking. I muted because the dog started screaming.
Fair. Yeah, we got we got some other stuff. Got some clothes. Got a hoodie. It's nice, yeah. No, it was a good haul this Christmas.
Sweatpants.
Got sweatpants.
I got 3 pairs of pajamas.
Good.
I got 2 Frenzies and some Calcifer pajama pants.
Nice. I got Chris some Calcifer socks.
Oh, she also.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Because Kira has that.
we also got this.
I have that over here.
Yeah.
Somewhere. The sticker book.
Sticker book.
The sticker book. Mine says 30% off though.
Well, cool. Good for you. It was 30% off.
Nice.
Yeah. With all of the language in it, that stickers, so I can write all my draconic languages. Too bad Sonair's dead.
Is it too bad that Sonair's dead?
It's too bad Sonair's dead.
Well,
I know everyone else disagrees with me, but too bad Sonair's dead. Did you have fun? He was an interesting character. It was interesting.
It was interesting. It's a character I don't think we could ever do again. In the way that
Oh, I could think.
yeah.
Would you like to trust that?
I don't think I could ever do I mean, said like to me, it all was like perfected by the way it ended with him.
It did. It ended well.
So
I'm sorry, folks.
for our readers,
We have
Kira,
readers?
Our readers, our listeners. Sakura played in my first D&D campaign. She played 2 characters. She played her full character, Thuria the Lizard Folk cleric, and you also played Sonair, which is how you first started off, and then you split from the party because you were so evil. We knew you were going to be evil, and we were going to split you from the party. That was all part of the plan. Because frankly, you shouldn't just decide to play a super douchebag character in a party full of all good people.
Paladins.
It's just, to me, it's just like it's a situation rife for player conflict, unless
What
you're
was the point?
unless you're us. Yeah, but I'm talking about bad player conflict.
For those of you, I was a warlock, chaotic evil.
Yeah,
That my
you were a
pact
straight
with-
up serial killer.
I was more than that. I was more than that. The pact with my lord is for every person I ate, their soul would go to him, which was Bale.
Not
Except
ball.
I Bale. I specifically ate children and babies because I thought they tasted better. I was a straight up murderer. I was a children's serial killer.
A
It was
serial
great.
killer of children. So
I did try to eat a dragon at one point. I
Sonair-
failed. I'm still upset.
yeah. So Sonair split off from the party for obvious reasons, and Sonair, we decided to keep Sonair as kind of like a secondary character who was on the evil side, who would occasionally show up screw with the party. And so Sonair lasted until the end point of the campaign, where the party was fighting the BBEG, who Sonair had temporarily allied themselves with, but was going to betray and try to get the big magic power. So there was a possibility I knew that Sonair could end up being our actual BBEG fight.
Yeah.
On
Even
top
if he
of
wasn't the BBEG in practice, he was in theory.
exactly.
He was the party's most hated villain.
Exactly. So, and Sonair had Sonair had a lot of frankly just luck going for Snare. Snare.
It's because you loved him.
Snare. Well, that and you fucking rolled well, usually.
A high charisma gets you everywhere now.
So Snare was able to just charisma his way to success on his end. So Snare is figuring, okay, BBEG is about to go down. I'm going to turn on him and then take the big magic item that everybody was fighting for.
I was going to be God.
Yeah, you were going to try and become...
I was going to be God.
You were going to try and become a god. And then you try and cast Power Word Kill on him, but he had just a little bit over 100 hit points, so it failed.
Mad I mathed wrong. I thought I mathed correctly, and I mathed wrong.
Well, no, because you never knew how much hit points it had, so you just you asked me how many hit points is he at? Is he below 100? And I'm like, I'm not telling you exactly how much, but I said he is looking pretty rough, because he had a total of like 800 hit points, and you guys had whittled him down to like just over 100 hit points, like 120. Yeah, it was like 150, 120, somewhere around
I was like one more hit away from him dying instantly.
Yeah. So you put your shot in a little too early, and it failed, and basically everyone in the party who was fighting with the BBEG just went at Snare, and Snare was just like, oh. So
and I could have gotten away with it too, because I did have a teleporty spell, but it only worked so far, and because we were so high up in the air, I couldn't get away.
Well, you were in a different plane.
Yeah. My plan was to teleport down the stairs, but it was too far away.
Because remember, who did the finishing blow on Snare? I think
Cody.
Oh no, Rue got the finishing blow on our actual BBEG. Calmos got the got the final blow on Snare. Because you're yeah. Well, basically, I think Callisto basically took most of your HP out, and then Calmos just came in and did the finishing blow. And it was great, because it was like the entire campaign, Snare had just been succeeding. Whether or not Snare deserved to succeed, you succeeded. And then when it mattered most, the most important thing you had ever planned, it failed. It was like the true ending of the campaign. It was glorious.
I was still happy that at one point I managed to turn an entire city-state against the party, and they weren't even in that city.
That was great. You come in and you're like, I'm here to start some shit. And it was really good that the party never ended up having to like actually go into that city, because there are the ramifications of Snare's visit to that city are still being felt in this new campaign that's 30 years after.
Good. I did start a prison riot, to be fair.
You started a prison riot, which turned into a whole thing, and
I did a lot of shit. I took the real chaotic evil with this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran. I ran far.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It was an experience. I don't think we could ever do something like that again. I think that was a one-off.
I don't think the party trusts me enough to ever, if they ever see me playing two characters, that I'm immediately gonna have both of them murdered.
Yeah. Yeah. You would get destroyed, probably.
There we go. Alright, we should probably end it that day.
Yeah, we're
try and talk to us.
Definitely over time. This is what happens when we start talking about Mass Effect.
Well, I made a whole podcast out of it. I'm glad.
You did.
Bye bye.
Bye.